You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Fresh out the bed. Count out the dead. Fresh out the bed.
Almost exactly 1 year ago, the Migos delivered their album Culture, and it blasted them beyond the hip-hop stratosphere and into pop music in its most current form. Make no mistake, the Migos may have been born out of hip-hop, but they're certainly no longer just hip-hop artists. Culture gave a Slippery, Bad and Bougie, T-shirt, and a whole host of other jams that Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff pulled from the Atlanta streets. I was pretty sure at this point that the Migos were almost too big to fail, so to speak. That no matter what kind of album they put out, it was almost mandatory that Complex and other big hip-hop media would make memes on it and ultimately call the album a success. Then, over time, I grow to love the hits off the album and call the album a success myself. I personally was a really big fan of the first Culture album, and like most people, I'm a fan of Bando, Hannah Montana, and other party-ready hits. I like the Migos as a group a lot, but to be honest, I don't think many people see the Migos as a group they can really delve deep into. They don't strike me as the kind of artist where your favorite song is that one obscure track from an old album that no one mentions. That's completely okay in 2018 too. The Migos are built for the streaming era of music. They have big hits, they have public personas as enviably cool guys, and they make music for parties and turned up concerts. So what I didn't see coming was the mass amount of hate for Culture 2. I listened to Culture 2 in about the same way as I listened to the first Culture. I knew Motorsport as a single with Nicki and Cardi B, and I liked that just fine. I also knew Stir Fry was a second single produced by Pharrell, and of course the beat was absolute fire. So I started listening, excited to get another great Migos album. But about 10 tracks into the album, I started getting this fatigue from listening to the Migos so long. I looked down on my iPhone to see how many tracks were left, and realized there were 14 more songs until I could say I'd listened to the whole album. That's when listening to Culture 2 became a chore for me. I wanted to be able to contribute to the conversation about the album, but it was going to take probably another hour of listening to lyrics about watches, jewelry, and cars, and repetitive ad-libs to say I'd listened to the whole album. I did finish it, but I didn't find any more songs that really stuck out to me. Earlier in the album, Narcos had been a great surprise, but my biggest takeaway from the album was something that I already knew. The Migos make hits, not albums. It's not that all the songs sound exactly the same, but it's that they're all born out of the same elements. Catchy ad-libs that repeat over a trap-style beat for the most part. I really like that when it's one song at a party, but what makes an album great is that it tells a story or brings you into various parts of someone's life. If Culture 2 had a message and theme, it was that you were jumping up and down in a club with the Migos for an hour and 45 minutes. Again, that's really fun for about 5 to 10 minutes, but then you just want to go home. The album being so long is a common complaint on Twitter and any online reviews, but it wasn't until I saw a tweet from DJ Booth that I realized why the Migos would attempt to do this. The tweet explained that the Migos' choice to make the album 24 tracks wasn't just because they had 24 tracks of good music. It's because of the landscape of making money in music in 2018. Albums getting longer and longer is not an accident. The more tracks on an album, the more potential streams. The more streams, the more sales equivalents. The more equivalents, higher first week numbers, and eventually certifications. Dots connected, according to DJ Booth. While this makes perfect sense, I also think it's a pretty short-sighted approach on the part of the artist. With all the success of Culture, the Migos had the hip-hop world at their fingertips, begging to listen to another album like that. So what did they do? They gave their fans 24 tracks to listen to. And probably everyone listened to most, if not all 24 of them. But what they didn't do was consider that doing this might lose the trust of their audience for the next album. Now when Culture 3 or whatever Migos project is next comes out, there won't be the same buzz across media and there won't be the same number of fans determined to finish the album. Do I really think this is the end of the Migos or something? No, I don't. They're hitmakers in a hitmaker's world, and I'm sure they'll come up with something in the next few months that'll keep them in the conversation. But for now, they'll have to build the bit of trust they lost with their audience. If you want to talk more about Culture 2 and the Migos, you can find me on Twitter at Thomas K. Welker, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.